I'd like to just ask Jonas from Dirty Loops. Of course, you're working on your debut album. I'm just wondering, what kind of things have you got in store for us?
It's gonna be, it's quite interesting because we really know we know how we sound when we do covers, but it's a completely different thing to do originals. So it's been a fight for us, but I think it will be, you will hear that it's still us, and it's still Dirty Loops.
I'm happy to report that I gave up being financially driven many, many years ago. And I would shamefully admit to everybody in the room here that when I was young, I was financially motivated, and I would do things for money. And when you do things for money, it never works out, ever. It may feel like it works out for the immediate gratification, but in the long run, it just doesn't work out. And I can promise you one thing, that I do it from the heart, and I worked with her from the heart, and I am not interested in money anymore. I mean, of course, we all love to make money. We're not doing this for free, but I'm never motivated by financial gain, because it just doesn't work. And I think everybody would agree with me.
Sure.
Yeah. Maybe the Dirty Loops wouldn't agree yet with me, because they have they don't have any money. So they but it might be an interesting question for Fernando, who is a young, he's from Orlando, Florida, and I discovered him on YouTube. And I've been putting him in front of audiences, and I think Kenny can attest to the prowess of his voice. And maybe it'd be interesting to ask him about, because he's young and he's probably financially motivated, he has to pay his bills, he has a family, he has a wife. How do you feel about that, Fernando?
Yeah, I mean, it's as a young artist, it's definitely a juggling act. You know, it's trying to make it, and again, sitting with these musical luminaries, and David, Chaka, Kenny, and Hayley and Paul, and you know, it's crazy, because growing up, you hear these songs on the radio. So now getting the opportunity to share the stage with them, you know, as a young artist, you just look for every opportunity that you can to get your music and your name out there. And David you know, has done such an incredible job of trying to find, you know, new talent and giving them that stage and allowing them to shine. I think, you know, if more people in the music industry did that, you know, we would really have some awesome talent, and you know, to just kind of further, you know, help, you know, young talent that's out there trying to make it is really incredible. So I think, yeah, you know, you got to pay your bills, and I've got a family that I have to support, but this is part of it. You got to pay your dues too. You can't just expect things to come to you.
I just want to say to everybody here, everybody in this panel has traveled extensively. Maybe everybody in this room has. If you don't know how beautiful Singapore is, take a minute, because the world is full of a lot of places that are in a lot of trouble, and you don't feel that here. And I'm sure you have your share of issues that you have to deal with, like every country, like every place in the world. But this is a really, really beautiful place of the world. And I do love coming here, and otherwise I wouldn't keep coming back every year. There's plenty of places to do concerts. The icing on the cake, of course, is that we get to come to this brand new venue. But this is really a beautiful, beautiful city, and I know the difference, because we've been to a lot of places where we couldn't say that. And so bravo to all of you who are making this one of the greatest places in the world to live. It reminds me of my home, Vancouver, which is very, in a way, similar. But yes, go ahead. It's worth applauding. So thank you for hosting us.
Thank you, David.